Welcome, everyone. Today, we're going to dive into something really central in modern project management.
That's right. We're looking at a core principle, especially highlighted in Project Management for Project Managers by Orlando Casabone.
And that principle is all about adapting to change, particularly in certain kinds of projects. Why is that so crucial?
Well, for a long time, project management was very much about detailed planning right at the start.
Like creating this huge fixed roadmap.
Exactly. Think Gantt charts planned out months, maybe years in advance. The main idea was stick to the plan, don't deviate.
Right. Define everything up front, then just execute. But that's not always how things work, especially now.
Precisely. And that's where Agile comes in. It's a different philosophy entirely.
Less about the rigid plan, more about
Hmm.
what values.
Yeah, values are key. Things like being flexible, responding quickly when things shift,
Okay.
and constantly focusing on delivering real value to the customer, working closely together as a team, and always trying to get better. Continuous improvement.
So if you're managing an agile project, change isn't the enemy then, because change happens, right? It always does.
Absolutely not the enemy. The Agile mindset sees change as, well, normal. Sometimes it's even an opportunity.
An opportunity. How so?
Instead of fighting it, the focus shifts.
Mm,
It becomes about how you adapt to that change to make the final product or the outcome even better.
okay, that makes conceptual sense. But what does adapting actually look like day to day for a team?
It means being ready to adjust course. Maybe you get new feedback, or the market shifts, or a technical challenge pops up.
Uh-huh.
The team doesn't just rigidly stick to the original task list. They stop, they assess the change, figure out the impact, and then adjust their work.
So it's proactive, not just reacting.
Definitely. It's about making conscious choices to steer the project based on the latest information, always aiming for the best possible value.
It sounds good, but are there ways people try to do this that out?
Well, that's the point. Common mistakes. Oh, certainly. A big one is saying you're agile, but then trying to squash any change that comes up, trying to minimize it or correct it back to the original plan.
So paying lip service to flexibility, but actually resisting change?
Exactly. That completely undermines the core idea. Or, similarly, prioritizing the original plan over responding effectively to what you've learned along the way. That's also not really agile.
So if we boil it down, what's the absolute core message here about handling change in these environments?
It's that successfully adapting is the measure of success in many ways. It's not about having the perfect plan from day one.
It's about the response to the imperfections and shifts.
Precisely. The ability to navigate change, learn from it, and adjust quickly and effectively. That's really what defines strong, agile leadership and successful teams.
So the big takeaway really is embrace the change. Adapt with speed, learn constantly, stay flexible. That's not just helpful, it's fundamental for success.
That's it. There's a fundamental shift in thinking about how work gets done.
And it makes you wonder, doesn't it? How could we apply that same mindset, embracing change, instead of fighting it in other areas, beyond just projects?
That's a great thought. It definitely has broader applications there.
Absolutely. Well, for anyone wanting to really dig deeper into these principles and how they work in practice, we strongly recommend checking out Project Management for Project Managers by Orlando Casabon.
A very valuable resource.